had earlier today, we heard from different of you that you were a bit surprised by what we all have seen, what we have observed, and how it was put in the report. Okay, fine, thank you. But what you don't know is that we also observe the more personal things. And I'll start with Nazneen. Because Nazneen, before I met her, I read her application form and I thought, wow, that's a tough news reporter. And then we found out that she is indeed, because she did well in the course, but she is also a loving mother who missed her daughter so much. As soon as there was Wi-Fi anywhere, we lost her. I remember I had to drag her from the State Museum in Amsterdam. I said, come on, we're going further. Damasio. Damasio is one of the few who came in a suit and every now and then, like today, yes, with his tie. A real gentleman. Until we saw him, and I hope everybody reminds that, until we saw him playing volleyball on a sport day. To stimulate his team, he was roaring like a lion. And he was also the advocate for the whole group when there were complaints about the food. Damasio, to thank you for that role, next time you come, I will take you to a very special pancake restaurant. I will never forget how excited she was when she saw the sea for the first time in her life in Scheveningen. It's clear that she doesn't know yet about the powers of the sea, because she has written a sort of love letter in the sand and she wanted to make a picture of it. But the waves came further and further on the beach, almost destroying her piece of art. And then I really saw it. You tried to stop the water. Dear Sarika, you know a lot about the Himalayas, but obviously not so much about oceans. You can never stop a wave. Impossible. Samson, it's the other gentleman, although no tie. You had the tie before.
Yeah.
Samson, the other gentleman in the group. A very experienced journalist and definitely the best debater of the group. We will miss your contributions to the debating program in no matter what role, because you know about everything. If any of you profited from this course, it is Prosper. You learned a lot, of course, like all of you. But during the course, Prosper also got a new contract with Channel Africa. For now, he will be a reporter in West Tanzania, but they probably invite him to the newsroom in Johannesburg. Wow. Prosper, congratulations. Okay. Miriam took advantage of her staying in Europe and visited the more remote but very beautiful capitals of our continent, like Lisboa in Portugal and Prague in the Czech Republic. Old romantic cities, full of monuments. And what did she bring home? Well-designed cool caps. They will become monuments later. Juliet, you had the immense luck that every sport reporter can only dream of. You met Robin van Persie. Damasio has the t-shirt from Van Persie, but you have the picture. And his autograph too? Or only the picture? The picture, but a good picture. A good picture. And the second best thing happening to you is, you told me, he really treated you nicely. No arrogant, spoiled soccer hero, like we know so much, but just a nice guy. Good experience. Nelly, our video jockey. Like Miriam, you were addicted to traveling. I cannot remember of any participant in our courses over the years who used almost every weekend so well. Amsterdam, Rotterdam, Paris, Brussels, Cologne, Prague, the Keukenhof. Did I forget any?
Prague.
Prague, yes, yes, okay. But now you have to face the. Huh?
Utrecht.
Utrecht, oh, yes. But now you have to face the problem. How can you continue this luxury life?
Ooh, it's a problem.
I know Nelly's solution because she told me yesterday. Find a rich husband. So if you know one, I want to be your wedding broker. You can call me. Tala. Tala, let me ask you, is your wife comfortable again? I have to explain this to the others. Tala's wife saw accidentally a picture of him with one of the beautiful women in the group. She got the wrong impression, I'm sure about that, and thought something was going on. Tala was a bit troubled and I tried to cheer him up. So I said, well, she has the wrong idea, but you can never, never win this battle. So you better make it worse. Just say that this is only one of your 10 new girlfriends. Abby. Abby, I will never forget how you've managed the RNTC sport team in The Hague. We entered the building there, it was a bit chaotic, it was noisy, and we did not really know what to do. But with your clear voice, you directed everybody to the right direction. As far as I know, you are the best team captain without touching one ball. Sanam, you are what we call in the Netherlands a silent force. A bit quiet, but very strong. You are absolutely not shy, because I've learned you are very self-confident. Okay, big newsroom makes you a little bit quiet, but I've never met a small woman being so strong. Ayo. Ayo, I liked chatting with you a lot, but to be honest, you also made me feel a bit old. We had a nice discussion about music, Afrobeat, one of my favorites. I thought, well, I can keep up with the young guys. And I told you about Paul Simon. Peter knows, and Connie as well, I'm sure.
He's 85, I guess.
Paul Simon is a famous singer who was the first that blended the Western and African music and made a very successful album called Graceland. I explained it to you, and you looked puzzled. Paul Simon? Never heard of. Graceland? Huh? Then I saw that cynical grin on your face, and you said, 24 years ago, huh? Long time ago. I got the message.
The subtext.
Adil. Adil, you are, I like to say, the Elton John of our broadcast journalism. Maybe you have no clue. I heard somebody. You have no clue what I'm talking about. Well, Elton John is a singer famous for his vast collection of glasses and also rings, by the way. Adil was unlucky to lose his pair of glasses on the beach in Scheveningen, and I know what it is without glasses. I can read. So, but for him, no problem. He brought his complete Elton John collection with him, so the next day he wore another pair of very fashionable glasses. Kinga, the humble man, friendly man from the land of happiness. I think you are the only participant ever that during the course visited the ambassador of his country in Europe. Kinga, with all due respect, I did not realize that you have friends in such high places. Henk. Last but not least.
Yes.
I want to comment on your course leader, a very experienced senior broadcast journalist. And on Monday, the 31st of March, we visited the Peace Palace in The Hague. And I was explaining this building is more an icon of international law. It doesn't happen much inside, there's only a library. Then, maybe you remember, a little satellite fan was installed in front of the building. So I was a bit wondering what's going on. Never saw that before there. Next day, the answer was in the papers. It's Dutch, but I'll explain. The International Court of Justice inside that Peace Palace ruled that Japan has to stop whale hunting. I felt ashamed that I gave you the wrong information, but one thing, I'm glad that my journalistic intuition still works well, because only once in 10 years there is news from the Peace Palace, and yes, we were there at that very moment. Okay.